What is up, gamers? I am here to condemn Hasan Piker. He is the most dangerous threat to Jew. No, I can't even. Okay, if you're a Zionist and you're watching this, let's go through the Hasan allegations. Where are my bookmarks? Because I hate this guy. For real, dude. He's terrible. He is such an anti-Semite. Anti-Semite. Fuck me, dude. Where am I? How do I open my bookmarks? Let's go through the allegations.
Anti-Semitism is a canary in the coal mine of fascism. Anti-Semitism is a canary in the coal mine of fascism.
Okay, so, good start. Anyway, why am I making this video? Because the entire progressive, except for Palestine, shill industry is now on Hasan's ass. Because politicians are opening up to working alongside him, like Graham Plattner and Abdul al-Sayed, and staunchly, riding in their positions of being anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian emancipation, because fuck Israel, Nazi country of the 21st century. And I am Jewish, by the way. I was raised in a Zionist synagogue. I sang with IOF soldiers at summer camp as a child, virtually every year. And if you know me, you know I'm Jewish. I mean, you can pretend I'm not because I have my dad's looks more than my mom, who is like a 5-foot tall Orthodox Jewish woman from Bethesda, D.C., and was president of our synagogue, Temple Beth Shalom, at Del JCC at one point. And I was bar mitzvahed too. Anyway, let's continue. Anti-Semitism is a canary in the coal mine of fascism.
Anti-Semitism is a canary in the coal mine of fascism. It's one of the oldest bigotries that has caused those of the Jewish faith a tremendous amount of pain. From pogroms to the Holocaust, Jews have always been singled out by those in power as a scapegoat for instability and economic volatility people in power cause. A resilient, nascent anti-Semitism is a constant threat, especially as economic instability makes those in power seek out old targets. They're not very creative, usually. They just always rehash the same propaganda over and over again. This is precisely the reason why I am terrified of the conflation of anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism. The conflation is dangerous. Valid criticism
Yes.
against the state, especially as all of the violence is unfolding, and everyone can see it.
Trust me. Gen Z can definitely see it. If you're a boomer watching this and you're not on social media, go Google TikTokgenocide.com. Like me here. Here is all the evidence. Israeli settlers gathered at a new outpost built on the lands of Beit Imrin. Okay? So, here is all the evidence of the ethnic cleansing of Palestine that is currently going on. That's also getting uploaded to, like, every social media platform. It's just getting suppressed by the algorithm. Because billionaires don't want you to see this because it hurts their bottom line if people actually realize the truth. And so, let's get back to Hank Pecker.
Valid criticism against the state committing these atrocities and tying it back to Judaism as a cynical ploy to stop all matter of conversation is truly terrifying. And I think it directly causes anti-Semitism to fester.
I will always call out anti-Semitism. It's gross, it's immoral, it is a hate crime. There is no space for anti-Semitism. So when I hear from those who have never even cared about anti-Semitism coming in here to like use it, to deploy it cynically, and to say this nasty thing to someone like myself and to others who are simply calling for the emancipation of Palestinians, I lose my fucking mind. It is so gross. It's so disgusting. You are betraying the severity of anti-Semitism when you use it in such a silly way.
Exactly. Okay. Y'all, if you're a Jewish Zionist, you don't care about anti-Semitism at this point. And I've talked to these people. They literally openly admit they're anti-Semitic towards like Haredi populations or ultra Orthodox Jews. And they legitimately believe like these people want to take over the world or like something and throw like all the non-believers on a train track as if that's a real threat. Like, like no, they're just the Amish of Judy. They're just the Amish people of Judaism, basically. Like, yeah, you don't have to like their social conservatism, but they're not like a threat to American politics or Israeli politics. They're just, not so great for their children, maybe. Their politics are just maybe not so great for their children, depending on, you know, how willing their child is to conform to the social conservatism of these people. Anyway,
There is real anti-Semitism. There is actually a sense of marginalization that is valid. There is actually a genuine impact of anti-Semitism that is a canary for fascist ideology. So when that gets diluted with anti-Zionism in a very nefarious cycle that tries to associate all of the actions of Israel with Judaism, you are literally, without recognizing, telling people something that is objectively false, okay? Just like Saudi Arabia and its actions have nothing to do with Islam, okay? Or the rest of the Muslim world, Israel's actions have nothing to do with Judaism.
and the way Israel behaves, they literally have Jewish supremacy written into their constitution, into their laws. It's literally Jewish ISIS, okay? So Jews that run around defending Israel as if there's no apartheid or genocide are literally like a Muslim running around promoting ISIS. That is the accurate analogy here, okay?
Or, how American Jews or Jews wherever they live in the world and their day-to-day experiences, it has nothing to do with that. It is a state, right? It is a state built around an ethno and religious supremacist ideology that is built on top of an area where there are millions of indigenous people and tens of millions that have been displaced already. It has nothing. It has nothing to do with Judaism across the board, no matter how hard people have packaged it as such. These people do not.
Exactly. And what's happened in American synagogues, because there's so much money and influence to be made for promoting Israel, because it's a forward operating base for U.S. It was a forward, well, it still is a forward operating base for U.S. imperialism in the Middle East, which helps them control some of the world's most important shipping lanes and gives them land access to some of the world's most vast oil and energy resources. Israeli influence has basically made it so most synagogues in the U.S. have basically replaced the spiritual part of Judaism of promoting working class struggles and things like that with a nationalist religion and mass psychosis, where a lot of Jews are just simply echo chambered into fucking hell and they have no idea what's going on in the world because they're taught anybody who criticizes Israel is an anti-Semite. When you can literally just Google that, like, you can open Google, see exactly what's going on in Israel for yourself, like Israel apartheid wall. Oh, look at that. Looks like there's some apartheid going on here. Oh, these are what the Palestinians look like going through checkpoints? Looks familiar, don't you think? No, I'm not going to do that. But you know what you've seen these images in the Holocaust movies, Jews watching this. What do you think this is? Or you can just Google Oh, look at that. Virtually every fucking building has been struck by Israel. Wow. damn, seems like they were really just targeting Hamas here, you know? So yeah, people who are still in denial, people can see this with their own eyes. If they actually have the curiosity to look into it. And also, people are posting stuff like this on social media trying to get the word out. Here at TikTokgenocide.com, here is all the evidence of like virtually any Israeli terrorist action happening in occupied Palestine. So it's an undeniable reality that is getting recorded, and these people just want to fucking pretend like this guy is the only reason anti-Semitism is on the rise, when it's not. And Jewish institutions have been totally, like, so many Jewish institutions and fucking boomers have been totally trained and echo-chambered and brainwashed by our media and education apparatus into just being unable to observe objective reality because they're trained. You can't trust independent resources. You can't trust foreign media. The only thing you can trust is if it comes from liberal outlets like Vox, New York Times, or The Atlantic. And, like, you know what I mean? A lot of these outlets, like The Atlantic, for example, The Atlantic is literally owned by an ex-IDF soldier, or what's his face? I don't care enough to look into it. But he was, you know, he has a bias here. And that bias is pretending like, ah, shit's cool. Palestinians are just subhumans that want to do violence to Jews because they're Muslim. That's the bias that a lot of these liberal institutions operate on, if they're even operating, if the editors are even operating on a bias and they're not just totally cynical liars. But yeah. Anyway, I condemn Hank Pecker. Never mind. But yeah, there's so much lore to the fucking attacks against Hank Pecker. Like, Richie Torres literally wrote a letterhead to Twitch a week before his election in 2024 to get him deplatformed. Richie Torres was literally talking about Hasan Piker more than his own constituents a week before his general election. He still got reelected somehow. But yeah, there are a lot of AIPAC stooges. We can scroll through Twitter real quick before this video ends. I'll show attacking him. Like, Mallory McMorrow is a perfect example of a total cowardly shill who's just there in politics to, I don't know, grift. You know, fake ass, studio ass, office background. Jewish Insider is the #1 progenitor. It should be called Mossad Insider because that's basically how they act. It's just straight up fucking Israeli, like, it's Voice of America but for Israel, and it masquerades as like an American Jewish outlet. So yeah, here this guy's like, Gabby Deutsch, former Democratic congressman, said in an interview that Democratic lawmakers and candidates should not associate with far-left streamer Hasan Piker, who has a record of anti-Semitism and support for terrorism. Anyway, I'm gonna rage post under this. Watch me rain. This post was fact-checked true by real Treatlerite patriots. Anyway, I condemn Hasan Hank Pecker for the Zionist Jews watching the video. Go watch Hasan Piker. Check him out. Try to stay in the stream for more than 5 minutes before you start cry posting. Yeah, and peace and love, guys. Oh, like and subscribe maybe? That helps me out.